3 Billboards.
Go.
This was another one you and I saw together.
Yeah.
Ben.
We hold hands.
I remember afterwards you and I were both like, wow, that was really good.
And you called me Matt Krager for some reason. You call me by your name.
Sexy.
Yeah.
I'll take it. This was my favorite one. This was my favorite.
Wow, spoiler.
It
Jeez.
is. I'm just going to say it's my favorite one. I enjoyed it the most because it was an all-star cast. The acting was really good. I went in cold. It got me, like, I was engaged the whole time. I love every character in it. I love each actor in it. I thought the story was riveting, and everybody had like an arc, to it to an extent, especially Sam Rockwell's character. Woody Harrelson was great, and I really enjoyed, the ambiguity at the end. I really thought it was a good movie.
So I would just add on in terms of the cast, and like everybody was really good. I was about to say during Shape of Water that was the best overall. Like everybody was amazing. But then we saw this.
Yeah.
And so I kind of like, there are other things I love about that movie a little bit more, but the cast I thought in this was amazing across the board. So Colin, what about?
Very, very much an emotional roller coaster throughout the whole thing. I did have a moment where when Sam Rockwell threw the kid out the window and punched the girl, I almost, like, I was so into it that I almost was like, "Fuck you!" But but I had to stop myself and realize I'm in public. I shouldn't do that. There's all these people around me. But I like seriously almost did. I got so angry, and I gotta say that's a good thing for the director and Sam Rockwell's acting that I got that emotional.
He's pretty great. I love him.
Yeah. I mean, he has such a up and down with just like being funny and being like, he can do drama too. Like, he's amazing.
He did. And the sequence when he kind of like started changing when he's reading the letter from
Woody
Harrelson's character was so good. It was actually beautiful on both sides. Woody Harrelson's delivery of the lines and him thinking about it. Like, that was a really well done scene, and there was a lot of symbolism in that where he burns, and out of the ashes, literally, he becomes a new person, like at the Phoenix.
So
Whoa.
that's
Powerful.
a little bit of the controversy around this movie, which I didn't know about, was that people are mad that because Sam Rockwell's character is like openly racist, openly terrible for much of the movie, they're mad that they perceive the movie as giving his character a redemption arc, specifically a redemption.
Yeah, we're supposed to hate racists.
But I would argue nobody in this movie ever like really achieves redemption. They're just kind of like getting back to zero. Like, they realize their fault.
They're trying to turn into murderers.
Well, yeah. So like, I mean, to your point, there's a lot of ambiguity, but like just they show the gray area, I guess, and show that there are other like Sam Rockwell's mom is like even worse than he is, and you can kind of see where it comes from. But then I don't think he ever like really becomes a good person. He just he makes efforts to get back on the right track.
But he acknowledges himself as being a bad person.
Right.
And I think that's the first
That's
step
half the
to
battle
becoming
right
a good
there.
person.
Yeah.
He acknowledges himself like, you know what? I'm not a good person.
And it's not like
he acknowledges that he was ignorant.
And even in the end of the movie, it's not like he's, oh, you're a saint now. Like,
No.
they're literally driving off in the end of the movie to go kill somebody.
Yeah, they're
Or
deciding
like
if they're going to or not.
A rapist that technically on a hunch decides is a rapist. And like, then it's like, no, we probably shouldn't do that. Like, and that ending is really great. I agree with you. But I don't know. I feel like
People
his
upset
character
about that he had a redemption? Who are upset about it?
I don't know. The internet's mad about everything.
There's no coming back from being a racist, guys.
He voted for Trump.
I will say that I feel like this was the funniest movie of all of them.
I think so too.
With like Peter Dinklage had some great moments.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the little boy's room. I left.
Can we tilt the camera down, please?
Mildred having her Bob's Burgers bunny slippers conversation.
Yeah.
Where she's like, we're gonna like her little bunny slippers.
Yeah.
We're gonna crucify those motherfuckers.
Yeah.
That was hysterical.
That was so, yeah.
And then the pastor scene, which was all like, this is the whole movie, that it's funny but also really dark, and also like reflects their character, where she basically accuses that pastor that he's guilty by association. Like,
Which, but it shows her. It shows the gray area and how flawed she is. She's not a good person.
Yeah, no,
she's just as bad as Sam Rockwell.
Right. Yeah,
You know,
everybody's kind of terrible.
Everybody's
Yeah.
prejudiced to begin with. You know.
And that's why Peter Dinklage is such a strong ad, is that he kind
He's
of
not.
shows that she's not the hero of the story.
And, like, good for him. And like it was a Rooster line. Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn anymore. You know, like, fuck you, and good for you.
Yeah.
You know, she's you know, you covered for her and all these different things.
And everybody's coming at this with emotion too. Like all the characters are coming at it with emotion.
that's
they're not
a great
thinking
point.
through any of the, except Woody Harrelson. In a lot of ways, he was the only one that was like, okay, this is what's happening, and then everybody else is coming to it with emotion. Even if you agree with them or not, it's emotional.
It's entirely emotional.
That was a rough scene too. Yeah. That scene.
Yeah.
You know, if you haven't seen
suicide,
it,
you mean?
yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, you ruin it for everybody.
The whole podcast is spoilers.
No, I just give you a hard time.
I think the weakest part was, and I told you this, was the Australian wife, Woody Harrelson's wife. I didn't think I was taken out of the movie every time she came on screen.
Yeah. Aussies, right?
Yeah. She's from New Zealand. I'm sorry.
Kiwis, right?
Yeah. No, you're right.
No. And I also felt like the ex-husband role. Who's that? I forget the actor.
I forget his name. He's in everything.
I feel like he added stuff, but it wasn't as much as they thought.
No.
I don't know. Like, if they had removed him from the movie, I don't think it would have detracted anything.
I thought his girlfriend was really good. She was
funny.
Really
she was
well.
in the Netflix movie.
Like, I thought
But I agree with you, Matt. He could have just been a talking point in the movie.
Yeah.
I didn't really need to see him.
Yeah.
I knew he was a bad guy. Like,
I think the strongest part from Frances McDormand was and she was good all the way through. I thought she was amazing again. I thought the strongest line was, or the strongest scene was, when they did the flashback to the last time she saw her daughter. And it ends with, well, I hope you get raped on the way too. And then it cuts right back to her, like, reflecting on those words and how that literally happened. It just, that was such a gut punch.
Yeah. Especially for the son and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Danny also. Yeah.
Yeah.
The police element too was kind of interesting, that they spent so much time showing what's his name from, I think he was in Homeland, the other cop who was like, you shouldn't come in with your badge today. Just drop it off on the off hours.
I love the little note he gives to her saying that I also
how he paid for the billboard.
Like, just so I get back with you from the grave or something.
Yeah. I thought it'd be funny.
I thought it'd be funny. He's such a good actor, man. Mm-hmm. I love Woody Harrelson.
He's one of
gonna
my
be in the
all-time
Han
tops.
Solo.
Do you know he went to
He's going to be the only reason to see it.
he went to school at Hanover, Indiana.
I didn't know that.
He did. And in Cheers, his character was like
He's from Hanover.
From Hanover,
really?
like, which is hilarious.
And they named him
Harrelson.
after
And that was his big
himself.
break. That was his big break. Cheers.
It's awesome.
Great show.
Plug in Hanover. Remake Dragonheart.
Remake
Remake.
Hanover.
Remake it.
All right.